Dear students, welcome to the online classes of botany. Today we will discuss the chapter biotechnology, principles and process of biotechnology. So we have to understand some common names, some general names in biotechnology. So we can name it as nicknames. These names are commonly asked for NEET examinations. So the first name is gene taxi, is commonly known as plasmid. Plasmid is commonly known as gene taxi, who is the vehicle or who is the carrier of a gene. When a gene is carried by a person, that is called vector. So plasmid is a vector. Plasmid is a vector. So plasmid is a vector. So vector plasmid is commonly known as gene taxi. Next, workhouse of gene cloning. Gene cloning is done inside a vector called PBR322. PBR322 is an artificial vector, which is the first artificial vector, PBR322, which is isolated from or which is formed from the vector called plasmid. So artificial vector, name of artificial vector called PBR322, which is formed from a vector, from a natural vector called plasmid. Next, molecular scissors is known as restriction endonucleases. Chemical scalpel is also called restriction endonuclease. Chemical knives, restriction endonucleases. Biological scissors, restriction endonucleases. So restriction endonucleases are commonly known as molecular scissors, chemical scalpel, chemical knives and biological scissors. Now molecular glue, just to paste. So when a gene is isolated from an organism and it is integrated or incorporated into another DNA, so it should be pasted by molecular glue, that is called ligase enzyme. Next is natural genetic engineer is known as agrobacterium tumefaciens. Agrobacterium tumefaciens is a bacteria. Agrobacterium tumefaciens is a bacteria which cause a disease called crown gall disease in tobacco plants. So agrobacterium tumefaciens, a vector which is isolated from or a vector which is formed from agrobacterium tumefaciens is called Ti plasmid. It is called Ti plasmid. It is called Ti plasmid. So natural genetic engineer is known as agrobacterium tumefaciens. It is commonly asked question.